Well, hello! Welcome back to my channel. Just Shauna here to talk about a friggin' book. I have not done a single book review, like an individual book review, in a hot minute. And I think mostly because a lot of books I've been reading lately have either been rereads and like high ratings, or not rereads and just very like meh, and not like newer-ish releases necessarily, where I just haven't felt like I really wanted to talk about them that much. But that is not the case with this book right here, A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer. This one was the pick for Mythathon, which is still going on right now. It's the whole month of August. And this was my second one completed for Mythathon. And it's the 15th and I've only completed 2. It's fine. It's whatever. But this one technically completes all of the challenges. So I've won Mythathon. Thanks, Cindy, for picking this for our team book. For Team Hades. Woohoo. This book came out this year. I don't know exactly when, but it was published in 2019 apparently. And the next book in the series, it looks like it's going to be a trilogy. The next book in the series comes out in January, supposedly, according to Goodreads. And I'm definitely going to be purchasing this book. Clearly this was from the library. And pre-ordering the next one because, oh my God, it was so much fun. I loved it. So this is a YA Beauty and the Beast retelling. And I know you might be like, ugh, really? I haven't read that many Beauty and the Beast retellings, but I feel like I hear about so many being a thing. I feel like, is this giving off shininess? I'm gonna put it down. You saw it, you know what it looks like. P.S. I love this cover, by the way. But yeah, I honestly didn't have like super high expectations for this book. I've heard people talk about it generally positively, but I guess I haven't, maybe I don't know, don't subscribe to the people that like love it, or just haven't heard people talk about it too much. I missed the videos. I don't effing know. I just was kind of like, oh, hopefully this is all right. So the premise is we have a girl in our world who she has cerebral palsy. Wow, Joshana. And she basically gets taken to another realm, and there's a prince and a curse, and he turns into a beast. This is not spoilers, this is Beauty and the Beast. But yeah, with that twist of like she comes from the modern world, our world, and then gets taken to his world, which is very medieval, Renaissance, whatever, castles and shit. I mostly loved this for the characters. The writing style was good for me. I didn't have issues with the writing style at all. The world building was pretty good. I wouldn't say that I was blown away by the world building, but like I had a good understanding of the world and the different lands and the neighboring cities and whatever. It wasn't anything crazy, right? I mean, like I said, it was kind of a Renaissance era type world, and with lords and ladies and captains of the guard, and then throw in some magic and enchantresses, and there you go. That's the world. But the plot was fun, and oh my God, these characters. Harper, like if I could be Harper when I grow up, I'd be so excited. I can't speak on a personal level, obviously, to the representation for cerebral palsy. I've heard that it's a good representation, but I can't speak on that, right? I don't know. I will try to find some own voices, booktubers who may have talked about it, and link them below if I can find anybody. And if you know of anybody, please let me know down below if I can't find anyone. But I appreciated that, and her cerebral palsy, would it be symptoms? Because it's just something that happens during birth, right? There's cord gets wrapped around the neck and airflow stops, oxygen doesn't get to the brain, so certain things can, and it varies per person, and it's talked about in the book, and she explains what it is to this guy from this other realm, because he's like, what? He just thinks she's injured. Hers is, she says she's very lucky because she's had surgeries, and she's left with a pretty significant limp. And sometimes her leg just doesn't do what she wants it to do. But this bitch is so stubborn and determined and like, nah, fuck this, I'm doing, and like she literally sometimes is like telling her leg what to do, and she's like, I have to tell my body what to do. And just like her willpower is amazing, and she's just so tough, but not like in a mean way. It's just, she just is, and kind of because she had to be with situations in her home life and whatever in her personal life. And it's described perfectly by our other main character, the prince. And the whole book is, each chapter is like him and her, and then him and then her, and then him and then her. So it's told between their two perspectives. And at one point when he is talking about her, he says, Harper speaks in a manner that leaves no room for disrespect, like a ruler, not a subject. And that's just a perfect description of her. And I'm like, oh, that is what I aim to be, and I hope that I am, but I don't know if I am all the time, but like, she does it flawlessly, and I just love her because she doesn't let anybody like walk all over her, but she's not like a bitch about it. You know what I mean? And I wouldn't say, I didn't feel like, you know, sometimes you can have characters who have hardship in their life and they have like a real chip on their shoulder about it and they're really defensive about it. And she would be a couple of times where he'd be like, are you okay? And she would be like, yeah, I'm fine. And he's like, you look injured or whatever. And she's like, I'm not injured. Like, it's just a thing. It's just my body. But that I felt like was more just, probably just frustration than like being defensive and feeling like I have to defend myself. It was more just like, oh my God, like it's fine, whatever, leave it alone. And I just appreciate that about her. Of course, people can be a multitude of ways, but I just liked how she was. I really liked her as a character. And I liked the prince quite a bit also, and I liked that this was not insta-love, and it didn't feel fake, and I wouldn't even, I don't want to give any spoilers, but just nothing about their relationship ever felt forced to me, and he wasn't like some creepy, like possessive weirdo. He'd get a little jealous a couple of times because obviously he has an end goal here. And I don't know, I just loved everything about their relationships and friendships and everything, and I'm so excited for the next book. Oh my God. I'm really excited for some of the friendships and relationships to blossom. There was a female character kind of brought in towards the end who I see potential for like a kick-ass best friendship, female friendship, and I really hope that that happens and continues because I love it. I just felt like it was a better representation of like a courtship and a romance than we see sometimes in YA fantasies, with like the super alpha male, like whatever, which is fun. Don't get me wrong. I fucking love Sarah J. Maas, all right? So fight me. It's fun, but is it all that realistic? No, you don't want that dude in real life. Take all the fairy shit away and he's just an ass. And you don't really want that in real life. It's not fun. But like, this is what you would want in real life. Something like this. That is just a more naturally developing thing with someone who doesn't take away your agency as a person and never questions your ability to take care of yourself or whatever, you know? I loved it. Like, if she was ever putting herself in danger because she's like, whatever, I'm gonna do something, he and his captain would sometimes get like annoyed with her, but it wasn't like oh, you poor little damsel, we need to protect you. It was more of like, hey, chick, you need to think about the other people involved and that you're not just putting yourself at risk, you're putting other people at risk. Think about the bigger picture here. It was more of just like trying to get her to see the broader perspective than them being like, sometimes she'd be like, why, you don't think I can do it? And they were like, no, we know you're fine, but you got to think about these other things. And I just really appreciated it. I really liked it. This is a book I'm going to yell at both of my best friends to read because I think they will really like it. And I hope that it continues with the next book, like being really solid. So if you're into YA fantasy and a Beauty and the Beast retelling without a super possessive, crazy alpha male main character dude sounds appealing to you, with a very tough chick main character also, if that sounds appealing to you, I highly suggest checking out A Curse So Dark and Lonely. On my 1 to 10, I gave this an 8, which is 4.5 Pusheenicorns. Definitely one of my favorite books of the year so far, especially if we take out my rereads that I rated really high. This is probably one of the highest, if not the highest rated book I've read this year. Let's see, actually. Yeah, other than Age of War and Age of Legend, which were not rereads, this is the third highest rated. Those two were higher rated, but yeah, so right up there. And I tabbed it up a little bit. I don't annotate a crap ton, but these are all like moments I loved, emotional moments, quotes to save, etc. So yeah, that is all. Thank you for bearing with me through my individual book reviews, which are always just kind of chatty. You know how I do things. I literally wrote nothing down before I did this. I just scored it and then was like, I'll just figure it out as I go. You can probably tell. As always, thank you so much for your time, you guys. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.